We're out here at the Family Fun Zone in Fauner Park in Grand Island, Nebraska, and we planted a bunch of trees last October. We planted these trees for several reasons. First, we're getting ready for emerald ash borer to hit the center part of the state. 2, we're adding species diversity, and 3, we increased our wildlife diversity by adding lots of different trees and shrubs. So we've planted them, they are growing great, they're looking good, and so what we're going to do is we're going to take a look at some of the ones that are doing extremely well for our area and some of the ones that might not do real well. One of the plants that we installed out here was the American sycamore. And this tree, we put it right in this location because it really likes it wet. It can handle those intermittent wet and dry types of conditions that we have out here in this drainage swale. One of the other reasons we put it back here is because it's going to be a very large shade tree with time, and it's going to help to provide shade for all the fairgoers as the years go on. The other plant material that we installed out here was not only for species diversity, but it was also installed for wildlife. So what we have is we have several different viburnums, like the Viburnum dentatum, like we have right here, that's not only going to flower, but it's also going to have persistent fruit that birds are going to be able to eat. Just like the sycamore, the swamp white oak can also handle those intermittent wet and dry types of conditions that we have out here at Fauner Park. What we have is we've got the swamp white oak is going to provide a lot of shade for some of the vendors that park near the sidewalk. Some of the plants that we installed last fall didn't fare so well over the winter. The Sun Valley maple, we tried to make it limp along. We didn't have a good sample when we installed it. So this is just a good example of you need to have quality nursery stock. This guy was really root bound when we installed him, and we thought maybe we could make him work in this site. But as you can see, this spring he didn't fare quite so well. Diversity is really important, whether it's your home landscape or in a large public landscape out here at Fauner Park. So when we install our trees, we need to make sure that we start with good nursery stock. We need to make sure that they're well watered, and we shoot for about 1 inch of supplemental water a week when we get through the growing season. We also need to make sure that we use species diversity. So we need to install those different shrubs, whether it's the viburnums for the birds, whether it's the willows that will work in the wet areas, or our lovely shade trees like our oak or our sycamore that'll provide shade for years to come.